Hi, this is Lyssa Bartels. I am with the College of Education, Section 501, U.S. Constitution and Arizona Constitution, for graduates, for teaching candidates. I am going to talk to you today about what initiatives and referendums are in the Arizona Constitution. An initiative is the process that allows citizens to collect signatures to be to place a new statute or constitutional amendment in place on a ballot, enabling voters to be able to vote on proposed legislation. A referendum allows citizens to vote on whether to uphold or repeal a current law that already exists through the petition process. Both are educational devices that empower voters to express their wishes regarding government policy and proposed legislation. According to the Arizona Department of State Initiative and Referendum Guide, an initiative can be proposed by Arizona voters, any voter, to create new laws, amend existing laws, or propose constitutional amendments. They must submit an application for a serial number with the title and a written attestation as to what the law that is being proposed or what change is being proposed to the Secretary of State for approval. Once that is approved by the Secretary of State, the group can collect signatures. Once they have the required signatures that Arizona requires for that petition, they can submit it to be filed. If it is approved by the Secretary of State, it is then added to the ballot in the next general election that can be voted on, yes or no, by voters as to whether the law gets put in place or it just does not happen. The Department of State Guide also states that a referendum allows voters to veto laws that have been put into place or are going to be put into place, or a part of a law or a part of that law. Even if it's not the whole law that they want to repeal, they can repeal part of the law. They use the same petition process, except they have a different requirement for the number of votes that are required in order to be able to get that approved for to be put on the ballot. It is put on the general election ballot. There are some proposals for changes under the referendum that cannot be put on a ballot, and those are laws that are immediately necessary for the preservation of public peace, health, and safety. It is important that those things are upheld no matter what within the voting process to keep voters and anybody safe within the state. A completed referendum must be submitted within 90 days of the adjournment of the state legislation. If it is not submitted in a timely manner for both the initiative and a referendum, then they will not be processed through to be able to be put on the ballot. Both laws work similar both ideas work similar, both the referendum and the initiative, as they do require petitions to be signed by the people to be submitted to the Secretary of State. They both work on different levels, as that one is for laws being proposed, the other is to change laws that are already effective. The pros to this is it allows for voter participation. The people have a say when they can put in their yay or nay to how they want laws to be changed or instituted. It checks on legislative power by the people being able to make those changes to the laws or add new laws that allows them to have a voice and not just the legislation to have a voice. They can lead to major reforms like tax caps and minimum wage increases because the people are speaking. It also allows for government transparency. That means that the government has to tell the people what's going on, and the people can also do their own research to find out what's going on so that they can make changes. The cons to this process are it's very costly. It's very time consuming, having to collect all those signatures and make sure that everything is in place in order for it to be able to go onto the ballot. There is a low success rate with many of these petitions making it to the ballot to be voted on. So that is also another con to going through this process. There's also legislative backlash, which means that politicians in office can create a lot of debate back and forth as to whether or not they can even propose these laws or put them into place, or whether the voters should. So it could create backlash of legislators that are already working on laws. It also messes with the quality. You don't know that a law that is being proposed by ballot or by a petition is been researched with quality and made sure that every aspect of what they're putting into place in a law has been researched and is effective. Otherwise, you would get bad things put in, and it would make it harder to enact those laws and make them constitutional. They're both great measures to allow the people to have a say in their government, which is important, but they do come with both pros and cons in them. And it is a process that Arizona uses that has been very effective for over 100 years. And so hopefully it will continue to be so. Thank you for your time and listening to me today. Have a great day.